afternoon, culture lovers!
And welcome to 오매광주!
We are your hosts, Dave
and Lindsay.
And welcome to another edition of 오매광주. On today, it's Tuesday, the 29th of October.
저는 Lindsay.
저는 Dave입니다.
안녕하세요. Well, Dave, here we are, another Tuesday. How are you doing on this fall day?
I'm doing just fantastic, Lindsay. So excited for another day, another opportunity for us to also live stream on our YouTube channel too.
That's right. Who doesn't want to see our beautiful faces? All you gotta do is search for Global Gwangju방송 on YouTube.
Yeah, we'd love to have you guys get involved. Maybe leave us a comment. Let us know how you're feeling today. Of course, Lindsay and I will be here for the next 2 hours as we are Monday to Friday here in 오매광주, broadcasting from 12 until 2 p.m. And today we'll start once again with Ride the K-Wave, about everything related to Korean culture.
And after that, we'll be joined by a 사투리 influencer to talk a little bit about our favorite Korean dialect.
Which is the Jeollado dialect, of course, listeners.
당연하지.
And listeners, we'd love to invite you to get involved too. 그래서 혹시 방송 중에 저희와 공유하고 싶은 사연이나 신청곡 있으시면 언제든 문자 주시고요.
That's right. Send us your song requests and anything else you'd like into sharp 9870.
샵 9870으로 문자 많이 보내주세요.
Of course, you are tuned in to Ggn, which means you're listening at 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yeosu.
그럼 지금부터 오매광주와 함께 신나는 문화 여행을 떠나보겠습니다. Lindsay, 우리 오늘의 첫 번째 곡은 뭔가요?
Oh, we got this new one by Lisa. It's Moonlit Floor.
Welcome back to 오매광주.
It is time to ride the K-Wave. In the first hour of our show on Tuesdays, we'll be taking a look at all things related to Korean culture. Sorry, I misspoke. In the first hour of all of our shows, we'll be doing that. But today, we're going to the small screen.
We are the small screen, but nonetheless, it's got a big part in all of our lives. On Tuesdays, we're taking a look at the most recent remarkable releases across TV, but also across film and literature. Today, though, we are focusing on the smallest of the screens.
That's right,
the phone.
our phone.
Hey, here are we.
That's right.
Slightly bigger than phone, usually. We're talking about TV today.
That's right. But before we get into the hottest TV shows that are taking over the airwaves in Korea, there's something very important that came out on the small screen last night that we would be remiss as two Gwangju almost tobagis to talk about, Dave. And that is Kia Tigers.
Yes, the 12th victory for Kia Tigers yesterday. I was glued to my screen, Lindsay. Did you happen to watch the game last night?
Listen, I was in a car, in a mart, and at home, and through the entire thing, I was watching the baseball game because
that's commitment.
I couldn't put it down. What did you think? Give me your 2-sentence summary of how we did.
I was absolutely delighted. And I'm looking forward to next season already. There you go, 2 sentences.
Who was your... That was very diplomatic. Who was your MVP of the game?
My MVP of the game, I think yesterday's game, Kim Sun-bin had a great game. The catcher as well, Kim Tae-gun, over all the series, had a great game. My personal pick, though, for an under-celebrated player from Kia is Kwak Do-gyu. He is a relief pitcher. He's pitched a bunch of games. The reason I want to give him a shout-out in particular is because I know that he is dedicated to studying English. Of all of the players, he's known for being really interested in studying English. He recently he played the Summer League, I guess in Korea, the Winter League in Australia. And now that he's back in Korea, he's been a really great relief pitcher for Kia. He's become really close with the other foreign players.
Wow. Well, you know what, Mr. Kwak? One great way to improve your English skills would be to tune in to Ome광주 every day from 12 to 2.
Oh,
right,
that
Dave?
would be great. If Kwak Do-gyu happens to be listening, we'd be so delighted.
We
Maybe
would.
we'd say he is our favorite player here on Ome광주.
Whoa, Dave, I don't believe you canvassed the rest of the staff on here. Okay, I love Kwak Do-gyu, but I also have to give a big shout out to power hitter Choi Hyung-woo, who also smashed the out of the stadium hit in what I believe was, I want to say, the 5th or 6th inning, where he just knocked it literally out of the park. Yeah,
awesome to see that home run there. It was a decisive moment in the game. Indeed, it was in the 5th inning. And yet, we're so delighted here in Gwangju to see the Kia Tigers once again winning the Korea Series again, the 12th time.
That's right. First time since 2017, baby. That's the Kia Tigers for you. What do they say? When you pull the tiger's tail, you're going to see what happens. Well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But you know what, Dave? I'm really curious about what our listeners think. Who was your MVP of the game last night? Who was the best player in your eyes last night? Let us know by sending us a message to #9870, or you can hop over to our YouTube channel, Gwangju and leave us a comment on that, because of course we are live streaming.
We are. We'd love to have you guys get involved. Let us know how you're doing today. Maybe one or two of our listeners out there might be nursing a little bit of a hangover due to the celebrations yesterday.
Right. That's right. I could hear the fireworks from my house, and I could also hear everybody shouting on my street last night.
Yeah, it's great to be in the city at this time, seeing the Kia Tigers bring home the trophy once again.
Oh, just one thing I want to mention, though. What do you, and by you I mean everybody out there, think about the way we won the game? Was anyone else a Yagu baby like myself and had no idea that if we struck that last hitter out that we would win the series? Because I was like, 9th inning is coming up. I'm so excited to see Kia bat. And then suddenly it was over.
It was over.
Like, what just happened?
Because there was no reason for them to bat, right?
I mean, logically it makes sense. But was anyone else surprised the way I was surprised, or was it just me?
I'm sure a lot of people may be enjoying baseball for the first time. It's great to have that sort of activity here in Korea, no doubt. Hope you guys enjoyed the game yesterday as well. And like Lindsay said, do let us know your thoughts. Send them into #9870, 샵9870. You could also let us know your thoughts on the TV series we're going to talk today, because now that the baseball season has ended, it ended yesterday, there's definitely a baseball-sized hole in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
That can only be filled with drama.
Dave, what are you going to be watching when you no longer have to watch baseball? What are you going to do with your time?
I'm not sure, Lindsay. Hopefully today we'll be able to come up with some ideas, because fortunately there are a number of pretty trending, let's say, dramas right now that we want to introduce to you guys. Also some that we've mentioned on the show before, but we're going to start with one which is specifically kind of referencing our very own Jeollado, Lindsay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kia Tigers, and I was like, can't wait to hear the segue between Kia Tigers and this one. But you did it.
Yeah.
You did it, Dave. You did it. Yes, we are going to be talking about the hottest dramas right now on the Korean airwaves and giving you guys some interesting information about all of them. And that starts with, as Dave said, one that references our very own Jeollado. Dave, have you seen this drama? It's called 정연이.
You know what? Actually, yesterday, Lindsay, as I was watching the baseball, my wife, not so much into the baseball, she likes to watch something simultaneously on a smaller screen. And I told her to watch this series. Somebody recommended it to us over the weekend, and my wife thought about it. But actually, another drama we're going to talk about a little later had a new episode out. So she didn't start this one. I'm looking forward to starting it, though, especially having listened to a little bit more information in preparation for the show today. It sounds like it's going to be really good. For any of our listeners unfamiliar with this series, 정연이, could you tell us a little bit about what exactly we can expect here, Lindsay?
Yeah, sure. This was directed by Jung Ji-in, who also did The Red Sleeve. You guys might remember that from 2022. 옷소매 붉은 그똥. And it stars Kim Tae-ri as the main character, who you might remember from Mr. Sunshine or 25, you know that one. And Shin Ye-eun, who plays kind of her rival in the series, who was from The Glory, if you remember that. Now,
Who could forget?
Yeah, she was, I believe she played the young Moon Dong-eun, who was later played by... Gosh, now I forget her name. Anyways. So those are the two main characters, and this is based...
Song Hae-kyo.
Yes, thank you. This is based on a Naver webtoon, which had the same title that was by Seoil and Namon, and it's all about, mostly, it's about Kim Tae-ri's character, Yoon Jung-yeon. She kind of grows up in a small town. She wants to make it big. She's a loudmouth singer. She's always singing around her small town, and her mom is always chastising her for being so loud. But it turns out that she has a talent for singing, particularly pansori or changguk. And this whole drama takes place in the 1950s, and it's about her, 정연이, kind of fighting her way into this all-female Korean performance troupe and, you know, the struggles that she meets along the way.
You mentioned that the backdrop is this small town. What exactly is the small town that we're talking about here, Lindsay?
So I think that she is from an area around Mokpo. So Kim Tae-ri's character has a very strong Jeollado accent, which is actually one of the hot issues about this TV series. So she tried really hard to study this accent from Jeollado, the Jeollado 사투리.
She did.
Yeah, and she kind of practice that before, as Dave and I often do ourselves, right? At home, in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
When you're alone.
Very dedicated, as
Late
the
at
three of
night.
us are. That's probably where the comparisons with Kim Tae-ri might end with us. But yeah, she went to great lengths to ensure the veracity of her accent. She really tried to perfect it. She actually went so far as to visit Mokpo. She spent time there interacting with locals in the hope of capturing like the essence of that dialect authentically. And it's really come across on the small screen. You know, Kim Tae-ri has definitely got a lot of admirers due to her commitment for the roles.
That's
and
right.
she's clearly gone to great lengths for this one too. So it's great to see that.
Yeah, so she came to Gwangju, as Dave said, and
To
she
Mokpo?
was to Mokpo. Yeah, sorry, not Gwangju. She came to Mokpo and she hung out there with locals because her character in the story, the family is, I believe, a fishmonger, which I don't know how that's different from a fisherman.
Fishmonger is somebody who sells the fish.
There you
A
go.
fisherman is a person who catches the fish.
I knew you would come through with the Queen's English, Dave.
There we go.
Anyways, but also while they were filming 정연이, she had an official Saturi dialect coach with her the entire
Nice.
time they were filming, which would be great, Dave. I would love to pay someone to follow me around and help me learn my Gwangju Saturi a little bit better.
Yeah, there we go. Well, we do have a Saturday-related segment on the show. Not quite year-round as it might be if we were quite at the level of Kim Tae-ri. But not just Kim Tae-ri. We also have to give a shout-out to Shin Ye-eun, who also went to similar extensive lengths in order to prepare for the show. In fact, Shin Ye-eun underwent a year of training in pansori in order to prepare for her role as Yeosu in the show. And so, yeah, I think all of that hard work that the two lead actors have put into it, both Kim Tae-ri and Shin Ye-eun, have paid off and resulted in what is a really authentic and a great watch as well.
Yeah, and we have to say that for all of their roles in the TV show, the lead actors, Kim Tae-ri and also Shin Ye-eun, they did not do vocal dubbing. So the voices that you hear in the show are their actual voices.
Wow.
So if you're impressed, you got to be impressed with the actresses themselves because that is their real voice. Now, you guys might not know this, but I dub Dave's voice all the time on the show. So often it's just me on the show. I don't know why we both get paid.
Well, just for today, they asked me to come out because of the cameras. But yeah, usually it's all Lindsay. But speaking of that series, we're going to hear something which is authentically her from the soundtrack to that show, Lindsay.
And that's right. We're going to hear this hit classic from all the way back in the 1930s. This is Kim Tae-ri singing it herself for the TV show 정연이 목포의 눈물. 이날치 with 새 타령 from the 정령이 OST. Welcome back to 오매광주 here on Ggn. Thank you so much for spending your lunch hour listening to 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yeosu. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Dave.
And here in the first hour of our show today, we are riding that K-wave, and it is pulling us in interesting directions because we're going back in time to take a look at what popular music was like all the way in the early 1950s, because we're talking about the drama 정년이, or in English, I believe it's called 정년, The Rise of a Star?
The Star is Born?
The Star is Born.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, This is a popular ongoing series right now. I've heard a lot of buzz about this one. It's a Saturday, Sunday night show, but it is also available on a couple of OTT platforms, so you can catch up and check it out. It's got a great cast, including a couple of actors that we talked about in the first part of the show, specifically Kim Tae-ri and Shin Ye-eun, who've both made a huge amount of effort in order to prepare for their roles there. But, Lindsay, before we introduce a little bit more specifics, as I know you in particular are a big fan of this era.
I'm chomping at the bit.
I would also like to let our listeners know about our Sharp 9870 quiz.
That's right. Of course, we are sitting on a whole bunch of prizes that we are just dying to give away. And the one way we like to do that is by putting your listening skills to the test with our Sharp 9870 quiz. Now, today we have, I would say, like, this is a moderately leveled quiz.
A little bit difficult.
It's difficult, but we'll be talking about this in just a second. So if you don't know the answer, Dave and I will, like, give it to you in about 3 minutes. So you just got to stay tuned. Okay, so we're talking about the hit drama 정년이. It's very popular, right, Dave?
네, 맞습니다. It features a storyline centered around this performance genre, right? Where female traditional music artists take the spotlight. They cover the whole of the roles, from the lead roles all the way down to the supporting cast, the extras, etc.
That's right. It's an all-girls performance genre. 여성 국악인이 이 소리와 춤, 연기를 모두 선보이며 1950년대 한국에서 극의 인기를 끌었던 이 공연 예술은 무엇일까요? All ladies.
Yes.
Yes, there we go. And of course, we're going to give you 3 options. Is this performance genre A,
판소리,
B,
사물놀이,
or C,
국극?
That's right. Again, we're looking for that all-female performance genre. Is it A,
판소리,
B,
사물놀이,
or C,
국극?
All you got to do is send your answers in to us at Sharp 9870. Now, a short message will cost you 50won. A longer message will cost you 100won. 맞죠, Dave?
네, 맞습니다. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원, 문자 수시로 도 있습니다. 정답을 아시는 분들은 샵 9870으로 문자 보내주세요. 퀴즈 정답뿐만 아니라 신청곡이나 재미있는 사연도 대환영입니다.
퀴즈 정답을 맞추신 분들께, for all of our quiz winners, we have some fantastic prizes. From B Hospital,
A culture voucher.
From Sumneb,
An easy breathing mask.
From C Hospital, specializing in egg freezing,
A free infertility test.
And from Chungjeongno's new wine bar and restaurant, Le Paher,
A gift certificate for your next delicious meal.
All you gotta do is tell us what is this. This is like the 3rd star in the series 정년이. You have Kim Tae-ri, Shin Ye-eun, and this 공연 예술.
Yeah.
So just let us know what that is so we can give you some great prizes.
So should we talk a little bit about what exactly that is? As you said, the 3rd most important part of that series, you could say, is that genre, which we might say in English is a form of traditional Korean music, maybe a form of traditional Korean opera, I guess, and a parallel to opera in some senses.
I would say that is right on the money, Dave. I think opera is the best comparison that we could have for 국극. 국극 is a form of 장극, which is the actual traditional Korean opera. But basically, it was like kind of a modernized version of traditional Korean arts. And it really formed after 1945 when Korea was liberated from the Japanese. And women at that time kind of left the male-dominated musical scene, and they started to form their own troupes of all-female performance groups. And basically, they took a lot from pansori, so they would often be doing the tales from pansori or the songs from pansori itself, but they would perform it along with dancing and acting. So I think opera is the best comparison that we could do. But the cool thing was that this was the era era of the original girl crush. Because as we said, Guk was a form of art that was all female, which meant that female actors were playing all the roles, including the male roles. And at that time, a lot of female actors who played male roles had a lot of female fans. They were the oppas of their generation. So they had all of these female fans that had huge crushes on these female actors playing male parts.
I see. I see. It does sound like it would be a really interesting part of Korea's history. It definitely had its peak in popularity during the era in which the TV series we're talking about today was set. That was, of course, 정연이 is the name of the series. And that series itself features Shin Ye-eun and Kim Tae-ri, and we're going to listen to another track from that soundtrack right now from that series. This time it is 광활루 추천가 방자 부름. Wow, Shin Ye-eun and Kim Tae-ri right there. They performed that song for the TV series we're talking about today. It was 광활루 추천가 방자 부름. And incredible to see, like, these are actors, but they've committed themselves to their roles.
That's
and I think it's really paid off, and that's why it's getting so many plaudits. That's why we're talking about it today. We've been discussing the series, of course, which is going around in popularity right now, 정연이. We mentioned those two stars, Kim Tae-ri and Shin Ye-eun, but there was one more person who's in that series that we wanted to mention as well, Lindsay.
Yeah, particularly Dave, because he's a big fan of the girl group that this actress/singer is from.
Yeah, none other than Seung-hee from Oh My Girl. She already had this image of being a really like fun person, and I guess she's kind of leaning into that with her performance in this one. She plays a comedic role. I guess in English we might call it the comic relief.
Yes, there you go. That's what I am on the show, by the way.
Sure. To some extent, I think we both play that role. Her character is called Park Cho-rok, and she is also a trainee in the same group as Jonghyun right there.
That's
Initially at the start, they have a little bit of a tumultuous relationship, but that is also part of the series, which is getting a lot of love, and it's great to see Seung-hee kind of branching out and growing her own star as well, Lindsay.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think it's always funny when you have a comedic character that evolves, right?
Yeah.
Like, they get a little bit deeper than people initially thought they were, because those of us who are hilarious, we really just want to be known for our, like, deeper emotional life. So
To you.
I have a lot in common with Seung-hee from Oh My Girl. What can I say? Anyways,
I'm not sure if the tongue-in-cheek is going to come across on the airwaves there, Lindsay.
What? It's I'm like half joking, half real, right?
Okay.
You'd say I'd have a lot in common with this like pretty famous girl group member, right? Yeah, come on, Dave.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course I would.
Thank you.
Would.
And something else that we should mention too is that the original webtoon focused on relationships between women, but to some extent that has been toned down a lot, shall we say, in the TV series.
It has, but still definitely worth watching. It's been getting a lot of love. I think it's one of those series which is growing in popularity so much. You're hearing more and more people talking about it. If you're hearing about it for the first time today, then maybe that might be a series that you guys want to check out. As we mentioned, it's available for streaming on a couple of popular platforms online, so do make sure you check it out. Again, we've been talking about 정년이 right there. I believe it's up to like episode 4 now, Lindsay. The 4 episodes have already aired on TV, so it's the right time to check it out.
That's
See
right.
the great performances from the actors involved there.
That's right, and it's been getting a lot of love, as Dave said. It has international acclaim on IMDb, so it has an impressive average rating on IMDb of 9.4, and that is across a global audience. And actually, episode 3, where the characters perform 20 minutes of 중량전, received a high rating of 9.7 out
Incredible.
of 10. So you know what? Like, people are really into these modern actresses paying homage to traditional arts.
They are, and we're going to hear another example of that real great effort from the actors involved here, as we've been talking about Gukuk today, which is kind of the background of 정년이, and one of the features is all of the cast together performing the music, and that is exactly what we're going to hear in this next one. All of the performers of 정년이 are together singing this next track. This is called 아이고 춘향아, 아이고 서방님.
아이고.
That was the cast of 정년이 right there, and their incredible pansori performance.
That's right. That one was from 충현전, which is an adaptation of 중현가. It was called 아이고 춘향아, 아이고 서방님 there. Beautiful and, again, impressive that all of the actresses were doing this themselves. But you know what, Dave? I think I've had my fill of pansori for today. I think I've met my daily pansori quota. So what do you think? Do you have something not pansori related to talk about?
Fortunately, I do have exactly that. I mentioned before when we started talking about the series just there that there's another series that is very popular right now. And in fact, I believe I did even mention this series last Tuesday on the show.
Ooh, trendsetter. 인사.
Ahead of the times, in a sense. I'm talking about 정수강 sales.
Oh,
Lindsay.
yes. 정수강. I actually had to look this up, and it means like virtuous,
sure.
I believe. So
it's also the name of the character.
Oh, look at that.
It's a little bit of a double entendre there.
I got it. The English title for this is called A Virtuous Business. You can catch it on TVing and Netflix as well. And I've heard that this one is really popular with particularly ladies because it's all about the power of female friendship. But Dave, as much as you can on a family-friendly show, can you explain the premise of this show?
I'll try my best to do that. It is not too dissimilar in some sense from the series we just talked about because it's also got a somewhat period background. It's set in the 90s, and I put it down as being somewhere in Jeollado. I've searched online,
so
and it's
too.
like it's not really specific. They do say the place is called Gumje, I believe, but it is a fictional place. But based on the dialect there, it's definitely supposed to be. The backdrop is a place that is not Seoul. So a place that is a little bit lagging behind elsewhere in the country. But nonetheless, within this small village, this small town, of course, the usual hijinks, the usual drama happens that we might see. And at this time in the 90s, you can imagine this rural area might be a little bit more conservative. But nonetheless, that doesn't stop 4 of the members of this town, this community, moving into, let's say, selling adult products.
I like it. Adult products. That's a good way to say that. Now, apparently, this was based on a British TV series, Dave. Have you heard about this?
That's right.
Brief Encounters was the name of the British TV series, but adapted for a more 90s Korea setting.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. Brief Encounters seems to have been the inspiration for this one. That aired in the UK in 2016, and I think that probably some of the producers saw some potential in there to make this into a K-drama, and they did well. It's a fun drama. I love the period background that you can see there.
The 90s, big hair, wild fashions.
Exactly. All of the cool outfits that they wear, including one of the characters who is kind of an assistant in a yakguk. I love that he's got these huge like milk bottle glasses and a huge head of hair, and he wears all of the clothes at the time.
Dave, what's stopping you?
Oh, I would love to embrace it, but the kind of the love interest of him says that she is reminded of Shim Shin, and he really loves that at the time. So it's really cool. It's cool to see this sort of message being shared in a drama that, you can push up against or push back against the conservatism that might surround you. And, you can be successful in spite of how people might tell you, no, that's weird. Don't do that.
Definitely, I think what this show is doing is talking about modern day issues in Korea relating to gender and sexuality, but doing it through the lens of this like rather comedic premise, right? A 90s, an adult item, door-to-door Tupperware business, I guess, selling. So all about women making money, breaking through gender barriers, discussions about sexuality. I think it's a really fun and smart way to talk about these things in a way that also makes people laugh.
Yes, and it definitely will make you laugh. It's got a lot of quite charming scenes. A lot of the actors also really quite committed to their roles, let's say. It's quite immersive too. One thing that you will sometimes, I think, find in K-dramas, Lindsay, some of the acting leaves a little bit to be desired, and I find personally that kind of takes me out of it. But here, with everything that's been put into it, great acting, great backdrop, of course, the commitment to the dialect as well. You can really imagine that this is truly happening in this rural village in the early 90s.
That's right. And like just hilarious. I mean, you could think of a more entertaining premise for a TV show. I don't know what it is. Now, this show has also been getting a lot of love. It achieved significant success on Netflix. So it was ranking 5th in the global top 10 for non-English TV series. And in the first week, the drama got 1.6 million viewers and 6.1 million viewing hours, which made it a pretty significant TV show in several countries, including Hong Kong, Indonesia, and Singapore, along with Korea.
Yeah, really cool to see. And I think when we talked about this previously, it might have been off air, Lindsay. But I thought that in some sense it's a little bit ironic that this series, which talks about the conservatism that existed back in the early 90s. Well, that's not really gone away now in the in the mid 2020s.
So, and it's really funny. It's visually apparent in the show, right, Dave?
Exactly. The censorship is still something that you can see. They don't exactly show the things that they're selling.
That's right.
In all cases. So, yeah, I do find that is a little bit unimmersive to me personally, but you can understand why they've done that. And you had a theory on that's kind of like the point. It's inappropriate.
I think that's the point, because the whole TV show is basically just like a culture shock of sexuality, where like these small town characters are just constantly shocked by, these adult products or their fellow Maori people selling these adult products.
Yeah, right.
And so the fact that they would choose, or I think actually they didn't have to choose. It's on Netflix, and generally if a Korean show is on Netflix, then it has a little bit more leeway to show things, right? But I think that by blurring out some of these items, I think they're making a comment on, how similar today's society is with the society of the 90s.
Where people refuse to see these things, they want to turn a blind eye on them.
It's called a massager, right?
Sure.
And coming from Western countries, famously, the UK is famously open about especially nudity, even compared to North America, right, Dave? So it must have been a bit of a shock to watch this TV series about adult items and not see any
we just talked
items.
before about the first series today, and the third, the most important part of it being the music. You can't imagine them kind of censoring the music, but here in this series, the most important part of the story is the thing that they're selling, and yet we can't really see it. But just to add, by the way, there is a Saturday-Sunday night drama. I think it is on JTBC.
Oh, there you go. So that would be why.
You would wonder if they might be able to exercise some sort of creative control and remove the filters that exist. But nonetheless, I don't think it detraches too much of the value of the merit from the series.
It depends how much you want to see those adult items in question, I guess, Dave.
Yeah.
But you know what? We'd love to hear what you think about all the TV shows that we've talked about today. Give us your review by sending us a message to #9870 or leaving us a comment on our NoTube channel. We're streaming live right now. You can catch my beautiful face, as well as Dave, on that YouTube live stream. We'll be back with more interesting stuff. Next is Saturi, but first, let's hear a song, Dave. What do you want to hear?
Yeah, this one by Shia, Davichi, and Tiara. It's 여성 시대. Welcome back to the show. You're tuning to Gwangju here on Ggn, of course, 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yeosu.
That's right. We finished riding the K-wave in the first hour of the show, which means it's time to explore the culture and events of our very own, much beloved Gwangju. So welcome to G-Wave.
And today, as with every Tuesday, we're diving into something very fun. That is, of course, the Gwangju and Jeonnam dialect.
That's right. It's Saturday time. If you've ever been curious about how the locals really speak around these parts, you're in the right place. This is our segment. Give it to us, Dave.
Yeah, it's 따라해보란께.
He does it so well. That we'll be
감사합니다.
breaking down some common phrases and talking today to a Saturday influencer. Right, Dave? But you know what? I'm itching for a song. What have you got for us?
Yeah, perfect song to kick off this segment. We're going to listen to. We'll be joined on the other side by our guest for today. First is Epic High with 따라해. Epic High right there. 따라해. I wish it was called 따라해보란께.
I guess they would have to be from Jeonnam to have it that, right?
아쉽죠. Maybe we can make the Jeonnam version of it. Maybe we'll be able to do that after we complete our training in 사투리, Lindsay.
I
어떨까요?
hope so. But you know what, Dave? As we're so fond of saying, you and I, 우리 자격이 없어요. We
그쵸.
don't have the skills to help each other learn 사투리.
네.
We need a teacher. And today, that teacher has arrived.
맞습니다. So it is delighting me to be able to say welcome to the studio, Mr. 문유성. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
반갑습니다.
반가워요.
어이.
반가워요.
반갑소이.
이제부터 우리 문유성 선생님라고
문쌤이라고 불러주세요.
문쌤.
문쌤이라고요?
문쌤.
멋있네요.
알겠어요. 좀
문쌤.
문쌤이 좀 자기소개 부탁드립니다.
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 광주광역시 서구에서 핫도그집, 그것도 미국식 핫도그집 만나게 하고 있는 문유성입니다. 요새는 전라도 사투리로 살짝 유명해졌는데
네.
너무 좋아요. 반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
Hey, 반갑습니다. And there's something important, Dave.
네.
That did you pick up from his 자기소개? Which is 문쌤's 자기소개 mention 광주 광역시. I want to talk about this. Okay. So, Dave, when you say 광주, do you say 전라도 광주 or 광주 광역시?
전라도 광주라고 하죠.
안
되나요?
Fail. You're cut from the team,
정말요?
Dave.
그 정도예요?
아니요. Please,
완전 실망스러워
문쌤 좀
보이시네요.
설명해 주세요, 문쌤. 왜
방금 전라도 광주라고 한 거는
네.
엘리자베스 여왕님 건강하시죠? 이런 거랑 비슷한 거예요.
Yes.
정확히 모른다는 거죠.
That's right. And 특히 광주 사람 말고 광주의 사람들이 다 전라도 광주라고 하는데 광주 사람들이 다 광주 광역시만 할 줄 알았어요. That's what I know, I
그렇군요.
think, right?
그럼 앞으로는 제가 전라도 광주라고 안 하고 대신 광주 광역시라고
Perfect.
하도록 하겠습니다.
맞아요.
감사합니다. 알려주셔서.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are talking to our Moonsem today, and Moonsem, as he mentioned, he has a very interesting job. He does American hot dogs. That's right. But not only American hot dogs, he's also a big 사투리 influencer as well. But first, I gotta ask you, American hot dogs? 어떻게 이런 미국식 핫도그 그 가게 시작하셨어요?
일단 원래는 서울에 있다가 서울에서 무언가 안 좋은 일이 있어가지고 광주로 내려왔는데 무언가를 해볼까 하다가 와이프가 미국 사람이에요. 그래가지고 혼자 할 수 있고 혼자 배달도 할 수 있고 고객 응대도 할 수 있는 게 뭐가 있을까? 햄버거, 핫도그 있었는데 햄버거는 너무 많았어요. 그래가지고 핫도그를 한번 파봤고 지금 운영하고 있습니다.
Oh, now Dave, are you a big fan of hot dogs?
I do like a hot dog.
Do you call them hot dogs in the UK?
제가 지금 생각해 보니까 무슨 뭐 좀 사투리 같은 단어 있었는데 요즘
Banger
글리지라고 하죠.
What? 뭐라고?
미국에서 글리지라고 해요.
Glizzy?
처음 들었어요, 여러분?
What?
미국에서는 핫도그 말고 글리지라고 하는 게 좀 유행어인 것
What
같아요.
are you talking? What is a glizzy?
G-R-L-I-Z-Z-Y. Can I
Hey.
get a glizzy?
ZZY.
Z-Z-Y.
But what is
처음
a
들으셨어요, 선생님?
글리지 오케이.
Okay.
앞으로 그렇게 바꿀게요.
미국식 glizzies.
핫도그 가게 아니고 글리지 가게라고 하셔야죠.
Okay, but I got a question. 핫도그 사투리로 뭘까요?
핫도그를 사투리에 미국식 만난 거 핫도그
Can we change it?
햄버거 비스무리한 그 만난 거.
만난 거.
그렇게 만난 걸로
I
갑시다.
like
만난
it.
거.
우리 괴기 튜브? 괴기 튜브? 긴 괴기.
그러니까 긴 괴기 글리지.
긴 괴기
yeah.
glizzy. There you go.
좀 가게 이름으로 좀 잘 될 것 같은데요.
맞아요. Can we?
굉장히 글리지?
상호 이름을 말해도 되나요?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, you'll have to find it yourself. You'll have to search for 미국식 glizzies in Seogu. We can give you that much information.
Glizzy. Check it out.
Correct.
Yeah, so we heard about how Munsem started the business. Yet so many hamburgers on the market. Wanted to do something he could do by himself. Let's throw away the hamburgers, get the glizzies out, get the hot dogs. Yeah, really interesting to start. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. 그럼 혹시 뭐 가게를 운영하면서 뭐 좀 보람 있는 순간이 있을까요?
쉽게 말해서 우리 한국 사람이나 미국 사람 어떤 사람이나 타지에 여행을 갔을 때 타지 음식을 먹어보고 싶잖아요.
맞아요.
근데 그게 장기적으로 됐을 때 가끔씩 고향 음식 생각나지 않습니까?
fish and chips 많이 먹고 싶죠.
For me, it's Putin.
아하.
네.
그런 것처럼 외국인 분들이 우리 가게 와가지고 고향의 맛을 느끼고 왔었다. 이렇게 생각하고 그걸
진짜.
대접하면서 미국에 온 것 같아요 라고 했을 때 정말 보람을 느끼고 있습니다.
Oh, so I also have one more question. What is the difference between 한국식 핫도그 and 미국식 핫도그? 차이가 뭐예요?
미국식 핫도그는 부드러움밖에 없어요. 뭐 크리스피함이 없고 그냥 오물오물인데 한국식으로 돌아오면서 어니언이 추가되면서 좀 아삭함이 있다고 생각하면 될 것 같습니다.
I never thought about that, but that's right. 어렸을 때, Dave, I don't know if hot dogs are a big
여기서
thing.
많이 안 먹는 음식이에요.
Yeah, 핫도그보다
글리지.
소시지 많이 먹지.
소시지 많이 먹죠.
Bangers and mash,
맞아요.
right? 근데 캐나다에서 우리 핫도그 엄청 자주 먹어요. 특히 어린이들. 우리 항상 그냥 케첩, 머스터드 끝. 이게요. 토핑 그거밖에 없어요.
Why we talk about hot
맛있겠다.
dogs? Because Munsem is a hot dog entrepreneur and also a satori master. So our reason I brought it around is because actually I can see on our 너집 channel, 우리 지금 라이브 스트리밍도 하는 거 아시죠? We got a comment where said one of our listeners says 서구 핫도그 가게인가요? 사투리 대회 참가하셨죠? 혹시 참가하셨어요?
사투리 대회라고 하면 1년에 한 번씩 광주에서 하는 게 있는데 이번에는 광주시청에서 같이 광주 사투리 대회를 했더라고요. 그래서 거기에서 한번 나와줬으면 좋겠다. 근데 저는 솔직히 말하면 조금 창피했어요.
정말요?
왜요?
전라도 사람으로서 사투리를 잘하는 게 당연한 건데
그렇죠.
외국인으로서 영어를 잘하는 게 당연한 건데 막 그런 거 신기해하시더라고요. 그래갖고 기가 막히게 해버렸지.
I think the point is 근데 요즘에 젊은 사람들이 그 사투리 그렇게 많이 써요?
솔직히 말하면 저도 지금 사투리를 아예 안 씁니다. 다만 알고 있는 거지. 근데 뭐 외국말 말 줄이는 것보다 우리 사투리를 또 하는 게 더 정감 있고 더 재밌지 않을까 싶어가지고 사투리를 쓰고 있어요.
맞아요.
우리의 그 고유한 자산이니까.
By the way, the other comment that we got, not just about the satori competition, but also about the hot dog 가게. 대충 어디 있는지 좀 알려주실 수 있을 것 같은데요.
대충은 상일여고. 그다음에 거기서 모아젤 아파트가 있어요. 요새 유행하는 아파트 있죠. 모아젤 아파트 사거리 그쪽에 이제 핫도그 가게 있습니다.
좋습니다. 글리지
Dave,
가게.
hold on. Dave is, I just want to point out, so we're reading some comments from our YouTube channel right now. You guys can participate in this by heading over to global광주방송 on our YouTube channel. I just want to say the 반응 for you saying, 아까 전에 you said, 아카츠베 you said, the 전라도 광주, we got a lot of 반응 for that. Oh yeah, not hate, but just like, oh Dave, I'm disappointed in you. 실망하네. Dave, Dave는
그냥
광주
재미를
광역시.
위해서 하는 말이었어요. 저도
뭐예요?
광주 광역시라고 해요. 어렵네요.
혼났어.
아니에요.
All right. So, what do you guys think? Shall we go to a song before we
그럴까요?
learn a little bit more about 사투리?
너무 좋은 생각인데요. Let's listen to this track by 도시의 아이들. It is 달빛 창가에서. 도시 아이들 달빛 창가에서.
That's right. We are 도시 아이들, right?
네.
우리 다 도시 아이들이지.
광주
광주 광역시.
Perfect.
맞아요.
제가 사과도 해드리겠습니다.
Okay, Dave is going to do this 공식적으로
네네.
for all of
아까-
our 광주 시민.
맞습니다. 아까
Okay?
말 실수했습니다. 특히 케빈님을 위해서 제가 한번 사과해드리겠습니다. 죄송합니다. 앞으로는 광주 광역시라고 하도록 하겠습니다.
Yay!
감사합니다.
Good job, Dave. Now
Thank you.
you're a real 광주 토박이.
네,
예.
무슨 광주?
광주 광역시.
네.
What time is it? What time is it, Dave?
It's 광주시.
아예 광주 광역시라고 해야지.
네,
나
So
정말.
sorry. 광주
Okay.
광역시입니다.
자,
네.
we are sitting down with our very own Moonsem.
네.
He is a hot dogger and a 사투리
A
influencer.
glizzier.
A glizzier, as we like to
그쵸.
say. 긴괴기er
그럼
here.
그 글리지 가게는 정말 그 어딘지 한 번 더 소개해 주실래요?
광주 광역시 서구 쌍촌동에 위치해 있고요.
네네.
상호명은 위드칠 땡인데
with 칠땡.
With 칠땡.
무슨 글리지 파는 거예요?
칠리 핫도그 팔고 있어요.
칠리 핫도그 파시는 곳이에요.
칠리 핫도그, 칠리 핫도그.
아하.
Chili hot dog.
본토의 맛을 그대로 갖고 왔다고 생각하시면 됩니다.
좀 맛있을 것
That's
같은데.
that 미국식 chili hot dog.
I found the poster 그 로고도 굉장히 좀 좋아 보이네요.
맞아요.
With 땡.
That's
with
right.
with chill 땡.
Yes, with Dave, with Lindsay,
No, no,
with
no, no.
Moonsem, with
위 우드비.
We would
Whoa.
be. 네.
That's that like next level 말 장난.
아.
with
땡.
칠땡.
저 어렵네요.
맞아요.
하여튼
자,
우리
okay.
talking about 핫도그 글리지 이야기도 하고 이제 우리 사투리도 같이 좀 이야기할 것 같은데요.
네,
That's
좋습니다.
사투리 인플루언서도 하는 거 들었는데요. 혹시 이게 맞으세요?
사투리 인플루언서라기보다는 요새는 자기 PR 시대잖아요. 그래가지고 우리 가게를 좀 알리고 핫도그를 좀 홍보하려고 했는데 또 와이프가 전라도에 왔으니 전라도 그 본토의 말로 해라, 광주 광역시 말로 해라 라고 해가지고 올린 것뿐인데 사람들이 되게 좋아해 주시더라고요. 저는
정말요.
어딜 가거나 사람들한테 사투리 한번 보여주세요 하면 잘해. 저는 그걸 찍어서 올렸을 뿐인데 사람들이 좋아해 주셔가지고
어허.
그냥 뭐 인플루언서란 좀 부끄럽습니다. 그냥
정말요.
핫도그 글로벌 그냥 사장님이라고
Just say-
문샘이라고 해주세요. 문샘.
문샘.
Okay.
English name
Moonsem.
Sam.
There you go.
쌈.
문샘.
쌈쌤이라고 하나요?
좋아요.
좋아요.
자, so our very own Moonsem, he started his influencer life.
인플루언서 하지 말라고
I
하셨잖아요.
know, but I don't know what else I can say this. He started in
홍보.
영어로 어떻게? 홍보 영어로 뭐지?
Promotion.
Promotional life.
음.
First, he started it to promote his store, but as he went around, he realized that people really loved it when 사투리 naturally came out. His
Yeah.
dialect naturally came out on his promotional materials. So he just started asking people to give us their best 사투리, and guess what? Everyone in Gwangju is really good at 사투리, so you got a lot of good contents from that, right?
Yeah, it seems cool. I think especially like you said, like Moonsem said, being here in 광주 광역시, have to use the 광주 광역시 사투리. 맞죠?
네, 맞아요,
그런 식으로
맞아요.
맞아요,
하시니까
맞아요.
또
But, you
재밌게
know,
할 수 있고.
Something that I realize is like a lot of Gwangju people, when they are with 모르는 사람, they kind of don't use a lot of 사투리. But when they're with their 친한 친구 or 가족끼리 사투리 엄청 많이 써요. 예를 들어 우리 남편도 할머님이랑 같이 통화할 때는 사투리 어마어마 하는데
그런 게
근데
있어요.
그냥 뭐 모르는 사람이랑 그냥 표준어 많이 써요.
쉽게 생각해서 저도 서울에서 활동을 했을 때 이렇게 이야기 반갑습니다. 안녕하세요. 고향이
억양 때문에.
왜 여기서 또 고향 사람을 만나 보네. 그러면서 바로 하다가 들어가셔. 어디로 가실까요?
예, 예.
바로 휙휙 바뀌는.
맞아요. 특히 광주 사람들이 엄청 잘해요. 그 스위칭
뭐랄까 제가
왔다
아는
갔다 하는
광주
게.
광역시 사람들은 다 스마트하고 우리나라 모든 시인들 잘 나가는 사람들은 다 광주 전라도에서 배출했기 때문에
There you go. You heard it here from Moonsem himself.
네.
Look at that. That's that
그쵸.
Gwangju pride, right?
네. 아까 제가 한번 확인해봤는데요. 뭐 만드신 영상 좀 많더라고요.
네, 맞아요.
혹시 그 만드신 영상 중에 뭐 제일 재밌는 거
제일
한번-
재미있다거나
네.
이제 실생활에서 쉽게 사용할 수 있는 거.
예를 들어요.
사랑해.
No, 그건 아니에요.
난 너요. 내 맘 알란가 몰라.
저 바로 순간적으로 사랑에 빠졌다.
What do you think, Dave? Have you ever heard a Gwangju guy, particularly Gwangju guys? Have you ever heard them say "I love you"?
생각해보니까 들은 적이 없는 것 같네요.
맞아요.
지금까지.
맞아요. 우리 남편은 그거보다 거시기혀라고 말 찾았어요.
거시기가 엄청 그 세종대왕 선생님 다음으로 완벽한 단어라고 하시고 생각합니다. 거시기.
I agree.
그쵸.
It is the most useful word. People, places, things 다 거시기. 행동도 거시기, right?
그렇죠.
거시기하고 거시기 해보러.
어이.
다 통해 그러면.
다 이해해요.
Perfect. So that's 거시기. That's one word that we did listen to last week a little bit. But when it comes to I love you, 사랑하다고 사투리로 하려면 뭐라고 하는 거예요, 린지?
거시기혀.
거시기.
아니에요? 문쌤 도와주세요.
난 너야 네가 내 마음에 들어와 붙은게.
재밌네.
Dave is going red in the
난
studio.
너야.
Dave,
난 너야.
I gotta fan you.
와, 아니 근데 그 눈빛 때문이죠. 저 그런 식으로 쳐다보시고 뭐 진짜 바로
너요.
사랑에
wait.
빠졌다.
우리 따라 해보란게. 자, 오케이. 한 번 더 이야기해
Repeat
주세요.
after me.
Yeah.
난
Dave, come on.
난
one, two, 너요.
너야. 못해요. Dave 못해요.
난 너야.
눈빛이랑 너야 너.
오케이.
너여.
너야.
너요.
난 너야.
야, 목소리 왜 그래?
잘했잖아요.
너요. 아니야. 너요.
What do you think, listeners? Does Dave pass the Satori test?
못하는 것 같아요.
Let us know about what you think by sending us your messages to sharp 9870 sharp 9870. If you have any questions for Moonsam, if you have
네.
any of your favorite Satori, we would love to hear from you. 광주광역시ers out there. So one more time, sharp 9870, or you can catch us on NotTube, search for Global Gwangju 방송, and leave us a comment. We're loving all the comments about Dave today, so we'd love to get some more.
Are we? I'm not sure. We are. 근데 그 눈빛, 왠지 우리 청취자, 우리 viewer, the people watching on NotTube loving 문쌤's 눈빛.
That's
진짜
right.
그 눈빛 따라하기 제일 어려운 부분인 것 같아요. Wow.
It comes from your heart, Dave. It gotta
그쵸.
come from your heart. I think that we can get Dave up to the level of Moonsam. Maybe if you practice a lot, Dave. 아직까지 그 level 아니지만 아직 시간이 많이 있어요.
그렇죠. 그런데 진짜 지금 댓글 보니까 좀 마상 받은 것 같아요. 데이브 실패라고 하셨고요.
안 돼.
안 된다고도 하시더라고요. 저 한 번 더 해봐도 될까요?
자 정확하게
오케이.
큐피트가
오케이.
쏘듯이 난
오케이.
너여가 가슴에 들어와요.
오케이.
자 한번 해볼까요?
난 너야.
조금 비슷했어요. 괜찮았어.
에이, 그럼 상에 빠지지 않으셨잖아요.
네, 괜찮아요.
카메라 보고 한 번 더 해주시겠어요?
네.
난 너야.
너요.
What do you
어떠세요?
think, NotTubers? Do you think that was good enough? I think he did his best. Listen,
노력해봤어요.
잠깐만, he is a 영국 사람이에요.
그러니까 우리
you
사람
know?
표현하기 어려워요.
맞아요. 감동 표현하기 너무 어려워요 for
그쵸.
these people, right?
네.
So like
이해해 주십시오.
give him some credit for that, I think. I'm on your side, Dave. You could even
감사합니다.
say that I am yours.
감사합니다. But 케빈님도 사과하라고 하시네요. 아까도 사과 이미 한 번 했는데 또 한 번 더 하라고 하시는 거예요?
Oh, no.
구독 취소도 한다고 하시길래.
Oh man. Oh guys, let me hear. Where are our Dave fans out there? Send us some nice messages because boy is gonna need it.
네, 맞아요.
I think he's gonna need a second for his heart to recover. So why don't we go to a song, take a
그럴까요?
break, and we'll be back. We're gonna be learning some more fun 사투리 with our Moonsam just after this. All right, my sad Dave.
네.
What do you want to hear?
This time, No Brain. Great track by great band. 넌 내게 반했어.
넌 내게 반했으니까.
That was Chico with 너는 나, 나는 너. Dave, can you do that in 사투리? I'm just joking. Can you do that in 사투리?
어떻게 다를까요? 선생님한테 물어보셔서
I'm poking fun.
고민하시는 것 같은데요.
He's translating it into 사투리. Welcome back. You are listening to 오매광주 here on Ggn, which means you're spending your lunch hour tuned in to 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yeosu. I was going to say I'm Dave. I'm Lindsay.
I'm not Lindsay, I'm Dave.
That's right. And today we are learning 사투리 with our very own 문쌤. He is a 사투리 influencer and he's here.
하지 말라고 하셨잖아요.
맞아요. 사투리 guy and he's here.
사투리 쌤.
사투리 쌤.
광주 시민.
광주 시민.
광주 시민.
광주 시민.
문쌤. And he's here to school Dave and I in the beautiful language of Gwangju 사투리.
맞아요. We're enjoying to some extent. 아직은 뭐 재밌다고 할 수 있는지 모르겠는데.
Some of us more than others enjoying today.
장난입니다. 아주
That's
재밌습니다,
right.
선생님.
감사합니다.
We are talking about 광주 사투리, 전라도 사투리 because 문쌤 is an expert. During the summer break 계속 사투리로 이야기하셨는데 진짜 신기했어요. 진짜 그런 식으로 이야기하시니까 너무.
It's like he's like your idol. Dave.
Yeah, 진짜 제가 문쌤처럼 그렇게 잘 할 수 있으면 얼마나 좋을까요?
지금 잘하고 있어요. 영어도 훅훅 바꾸고 한국어도 훅훅 바뀌는 것처럼. 저도 그냥
근데 사투리까지 하고 싶어요.
But then
안 돼요? 선생님 무슨 반응이세요?
No, you can do it. But then it's like speaking three languages, right? You have 영어, 표준어, and 광주 사투리. It's
삽
like
가능.
삽 가능?
No problem.
알겠어.
No problem.
자신감.
네,
좋아,
no problem. 근데 아까 왠지 지금 시간 갈수록 점점 피곤해지는 것 같은데요.
I am so tired today. In fact,
그쵸?
I said 나 잠 온다, and we
설명서
learned
갔었죠.
that 잠 온다 is actually 사투리.
맞아요.
전라도에서만 쓰는 표현인가요?
그건 정확히 모르는데 저는 그렇게 알고 살아왔는데 서울에서 나 잠 온다. 뭐라고 그러더라고.
뭐라고 하셨어요?
뭐라고 했어요?
아따 잠이 온다.
나 조금 피곤해. 졸려가
졸리다.
졸려.
맞아요.
그러더라고요. 근데 확실히 피곤했을 때 깨울 때 일어나보다는
민지야 일어나.
이렇게 하면 저 잠아버리지.
Oh yeah, that's right.
또 자고 싶을 것
Go
같죠.
away, Dave. I'm going back to dreamland. No, I need something a little bit tougher to wake me up.
아따
Yeah, just
일어나.
Can you imagine?
일어나라고 하면 또 너무 길어요.
정말요?
짧고
짧게
강렬하게.
하는 거예요?
있나야?
있나야?
민지야 있나야.
언능
나
있나?
있어요. 나 있어요. 그런 질문 아니에요? 있나요? 있어요?
있나?
근데
니은.
일어나다 이런 말이에요.
있나? 해가 중천에 떴을 게 언능 있나야?
있나야?
와 똑같은 눈빛 봤네요.
I'm like scared.
좀 화나시는 것 같아요.
맞아요.
조금 잔잔하게.
오케이.
국다 식어본 게 있나?
국다 what?
우리 밥 먹을 때 우리 한국 사람들 무조건 국을 먹잖아요.
그쵸.
국이 뜨끈해야 기분이 좋고 확실하게 일어날 수 있는데 그런 은유적인 표현이지. 국이 식는다. 국다 식어본 게 언능 있나?
The group's getting cold.
What do we say in English? The days are wasting. The daylight is running out. The sun is running out. Breakfast is getting cold.
그렇죠.
okay.
한 번 더 말씀해 주세요. 저희 따라 할 수 있게.
국다 식어본 게 언능 있나?
Dave, can you do it?
마지막 부분만.
언능
국다
있나? 국다 식어본 게.
시가다 번께.
식어본 게. 근데
식어본게.
여기서 포인트가
어렵다.
우리 부모님들은 밥을 차리지 않고 깨우는 거야.
맞아요.
밥이 안 돼 있는데 국다 식어본 게 있나? 아싸 있났어요. 밥 어디 있대요? 좀만 있어 해줄게. 요게 포인트죠.
Listen, this is like a 전 세계 thing because in Canada it's the exact same. Breakfast is getting cold, and then you get downstairs and there's no breakfast, right? This is 전 세계 부모들이.
우리나라만 그런 게 아니었구나.
아니에요.
그럼 이왕해보고 한번 따라해볼까? 누가 더 잘하는지 볼까요? 있나요?
오케이, 근데
오케이.
찬찬히.
선생님, 전 아니 못하겠어요.
Dave, you can do it.
I cannot 못해요.
You can do
근데
that.
린지 먼저 따라해 보세요.
Okay, what? 나 지금 잠 온다 진짜. Am I doing 일어나 or am I doing the cookie?
린지야! 언능 있나?
어때요, 쌤?
좀 느낌이 있었어요. 근데 있나?
오케이 그렇게 하지 말고
있나? It's like you're singing like 반소리 or something like.
린지야! 언능 있나?
굿.
오케이.
린지 한번 해볼까요?
진짜 피곤하다.
Okay, so I'm gonna do mine like I'm really 짜증나. Okay, like 있나야? Thank you.
선생님
Look at
그
that.
정도예요?
Perfect.
Thank
perfect.
Thank you.
명예 전라도인.
Dave, what can I
저는
say?
그럼 어떤 레벨인가요? 명예 전라도인이라고 하셨는데
이쪽은 그냥
연습생?
연습생 정도 하시죠.
Okay, but here's the
알겠어요.
key point. Dave, do you wake your wife up?
절대
No.
그런 적이 없죠.
그럼 이제부터
아.
좀 시작해야 돼요. 연습으로.
아 그럴까요?
I always wake my husband up.
아하.
서방님 좀 일어나세요.
근데 이제 사투리로 하셔요.
인나야.
인나야.
맞아요.
있나야?
인나야.
으흠.
좋아요. Okay, now I'm awake slightly.
Wow.
So, what do you think? Shall we take a break for a song and be back with more 사투리?
아주 좋은 생각인데요. I can see that everybody's loving your 사투리, Lindsay. So I think
What
you
can
can
I
choose
say?
the track. 우리 무슨 노래 들을까요?
Well, you know what? I got the perfect song for all of our lovely 청취자들 out there. It's Hyogo with Love Ya.
Hyogo with Love Ya. Great singer. Love that track. I love you guys. I love you guys.
Dave's feeling the
love
love. It's been an emotional roller coaster for Dave today here on the show. We are learning all about 사투리. We just heard before the song how to say "wake up, get out of bed." in
린지가
사투리.
배웠는데 저는 아직 뭐 못하는 것 같아요.
No, you can do it, Dave. I think the
아니에요.
problem with Dave is just too cute to do 광주 사투리.
인지야.
He has like a natural 애교, and I feel like 애교.
막내니까 그러겠죠.
Oh, maybe. I think you're just naturally cute.
아,
Dave.
그것도 맞을 수도 있죠.
애교 and 광주 사투리.
아니 근데
Can they go together?
선생님 보면 선생님도 굉장히 귀여우시잖아요.
네.
그쵸. 그래도 사투리도 아주 잘하시는데 지금 표정 보세요, 린지. Oh my god. Wow. Listeners, viewers on our YouTube channel, you're going to have a great time if you check out Global Gwangju 방송. See our 문쌤. 무슨 표정. 와, 진짜 신기하시네요.
But I just don't know if like the cute and 광주 사투리 can go together. Can you do cute 광주 사투리? 가능해요?
가능할까요?
귀여운 광주 사투리?
귀여운
가능하나요?
버전
귀여운
해주실 수
버전.
있을까요?
몰라요. 뭘 시켰어. 그냥 생활 자체가 귀여운디.
억지로 귀엽게 하는 거 아니라
아유, 그러니까
원래 귀여워서 그렇게 하는 거죠.
그렇죠. 쌤.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go on to our next phrase. How about that one? Yeah, let's go
오늘
on to
마지막으로 어떤 표현 좀 알려주신 것 같은데요. 알려주시려고
마지막
하는 것
퀴즈를
같은데.
하나 준비했어요.
퀴즈요.
Ooh, quiz.
왠지
Okay.
좀 어려울 것 같은데.
We're
네,
ready. All right.
준비했습니다.
The first 일단은 우리 사투리로 먼저 해볼게요.
오케이.
Okay.
아따 그냥 끈적지근하네.
Okay, I got it.
따라 하셔야죠, 린지.
따라하셔야 돼. 아니요, 축적해야지 무슨 뜻인지.
이게 무슨 뜻일까요?
Okay, I got it. He says, "Oh my gosh, 끈적끈적해요." 아니에요?
Sticky no.
끈적끈적 아니었어요?
No idea.
그렇게 들어. Dave.
선생님 한 번 더 말해주세요.
아따 그냥 끈적지근하네.
끈적지근하네.
지금은 턱 좀 만드시니까 혹시 관련인가요?
Dave, 똑똑하네요. Maybe it's like
감사합니다.
수염. 간질.
전혀 들려요.
와. 그럼 전혀 모르겠네요.
이게 표준어로 하면은 이게 무언가 분명하지 않을 때. 가만히 있어. 데이브 나이가 조금 끈적지근하네. 나이가 어떻게 될까? 요럴 때.
뭔가 좀 애매하다고.
애매할 때. 그래서
Whoa.
예시를 들면은 요새 날씨가 더웠다가 추웠다가
그쵸.
가을이
왔다 갔다
없어진 것
하잖아요.
같아. 그래서 이럴 때 아따 요새 날씨 끈적지근하네.
오케이.
이렇게.
한 번 더 그 천천히 알려주세요. 우리 따라 해보랄 거야.
아따
아따 말고 우리 아따 말고.
요즘 날씨 끈적지근하네.
Okay, that's the part. That's the key part.
지근하네.
지근하네. Why is it so? There's so many.
아따 끈적지근하네.
껄찍지근하네.
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 Dave.
와, 드디어 잘했어요.
좋았어. 아주 좋았어요.
드디어 잘했네요.
발전이
Good job.
보여요.
Say it one more time.
아따, 요즘 날씨 껄쩍지근하네.
좋아요.
I'm so
제가
proud of you,
하겠습니다.
Dave.
아니, 린지도 한번 해보세요.
It's really
할 수 있을
hard.
것 같아.
너무 어려워요.
아니에요. 할수
음절
있어요.
엄청 많아요.
할수 있어요.
껄쩍지근하네. 6까지 다 있어요. 오케이, 자. 아따 껄쩍지근하네. Is it okay?
근데 주어도 필요하는 거죠.
Oh, okay.
Need the subject.
아따, okay. What is the subject?
날씨.
날씨, okay. 아따, 요즘에 날씨 진짜 뭐라고요?
껄쩍지근하네.
껄쩍지근하네.
끈적지근하네.
That's all. Mine's too long. I feel like I have too much like
껄쩍지근하네.
vibrato at the end. 지근하네.
그거 없어야 하는 거죠. You have to get rid of that vibrato.
맞아요,
그럼 이제
맞아요.
앞으로 우리 오늘 배운 표현 그거 아따 날씨 껄쩍지근하네.
I love when you say 아따 too, because isn't 아따는 원래는 아따 언제 있어요?
아따가 수많은 상황에 쓸 수 있어. 놀랐을 때. 아따.
Okay, 아따.
완벽 음식이 한 상에 차렸어. 아따.
아따
okay.
엄청 맛있게 먹을
화났을
때.
때.
아따.
아따.
See, I think that's my problem. I only use it when I'm mad. 짜증날 때만 쓰는 거지. 아따 참.
아따가 수많은 상황에 사용할 수 있어요.
Okay, so
여기
Dave.
같은 경우는 뭔가 좀 놀래서 이렇게 말하는 거죠. 아따 요즘 날씨 껄쩍지근하네.
Like the 아따 is a little bit.
아닌가요?
그냥 미국에서도 어떤 사람은 오 마이 갓 하는 사람도 있고 울랄라 하는 사람도 있고
울랄라.
그런 것처럼
그런 사람 있어요?
자기들이 그 원하는
그쵸,
걸
그쵸.
That's right.
사람이
Okay.
따라서.
So 문쌤이, are you a 오매, 음에, 아따 person? What are you?
저는 웜에.
웜에.
웜에 날씨 끌적지근하네.
그러면 Dave, are you 웜에, 오매, 음에, or at that?
Definitely 오메.
yeah.
오메 오늘 날씨 껄쩍지근하네.
맞아, 자기가 원하는 거를 주로 되게 사용하더라고요.
린지는요?
I am definitely an 음에 fan.
음에?
You hear me a lot. I say 음에 진짜. That's like my 자주 쓰는 말이에요. 특히 방송국에서. Yep.
음에 지금 시간 보니까 우리 시간 다 없어졌단께.
웜에 시간 어디 가버렸어.
어디 가버렸단께.
Where did my handsome ghost go? I'm surrounded by this is real 광주 토박이s on all sides.
그런가요?
Wow.
너무 좋은 멘트신데.
Dave, you're not Dave anymore.
네.
You need an official.
데이브랑께.
Dave랑께.
데이브요.
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 That's Dave's official Gwangju name. There you go.
Wow, maybe our listeners might be a little bit tired of our 사투리. Maybe mine especially. 오늘 아주 재밌었는데요, 선생님. 이제 시간 보니까 오늘은 더 이상 못할 것 같네요. 아주
That's
아쉽죠.
right.
좀 아쉽습니다.
That's
아쉬워요.
right. I think it's time to say goodbye, but first we have to say a very big thank you to our very own Moonsem for coming in and teaching us a little bit about 사투리.
감사합니다.
And see you next time.
다음에도 뵙겠습니다.
네, 여러분 그렇게 왜요?
좋아요.
Bye.
Listen to a track.
That's right. We are talking all about 애매한 거, right? Which in 사투리 is
껄쩍지근하다.
so.
미스터 껄쩍지근.
That's right. By Mamamoo.
실례지만 내게 뭐가 묻은 거니 네 눈빛에 내가 헷갈리잖니 마마무 거기 Mr. 엠마무 쳐다만 보지 말고 좀 더 다가와봐
지금 저한테 관심 있으세요?
There is a boy, hello Mr. 엠마무 네 덕에 걸린 난 애정 결핍이야 마마무 거기 Mr. 엠마무 찔러보지만 말고 저 찔러봐 Now 신사승 여러분 Let's get on with the show Darling it's you 아직 넌 왜 눈치를 못 채니 넌 Mr. Elmo 날 헷갈리게 하지마 My love is for you Come on 왜 자꾸 내 맘을 몰라주는 거니 왜 Oh Mr. Elmo 날 갖고 놀려 하지마 Hey Mr. 꼭꼭 숨은 머리카락 보일라 캔디를 문 듯한 달콤한 말투 양의 탈을 쓰는 꼬리치는 느낌 마마무 거기 Mr. 엠마무 나 숨 떨지 말고 나를
their track right there.
Yes, Mr. 걸쩍지근하네. Mr. 애매모호 there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. We had such a fun time for the past, 50 minutes or so. But I believe we are pretty much coming to the end of the show.
Can you
However,
believe it?
Yeah, I cannot. But before we do that, Lindsay, we should let our listeners know the answer to our quiz question.
That's right.
Wow.
All right. Our quiz today was all about relating to the very popular drama going on these days, 정연이. And in 정연이, 정연이 is auditioning to become a member of a certain kind of performance troupe. And we asked you, what was the name of that all-female performance troupe called? We gave you 3 options. The answer was, Dave, are you ready?
You're going to have to tell me, Lindsay, what the answer was.
Well, it
was a hard
wasn't-
question for today.
It wasn't 판소리. It was, in fact, 국극. So if you sent in that as your answer, congratulations. We'll be getting in touch with you with some great prizes.
Yeah, we will. Thank you so much to everybody who got involved with the show today. We really appreciate it. But that's all we got time for. So, Lindsay, it's time for you to say those words.
That's right. It is time to say, it's time to draw today's 오매광주 to a close.
Yeah, that's
Come
right.
on, Dave, do it.
오늘의 오매광주 여기까지 하겠습니다.
Wow! But make sure you are joining in from 12 to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday right here on Ggn. That's 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yeosu.
Coming up next is the Music Lounge.
We hope you have a fantastic Tuesday, and we'll meet you back here at the same time tomorrow.
I'm going to finish up with this track by Charlie Puth. It is Dangerously. 월화수목금.
오후 12시에서 2시까지
오매광주.